Well, I just made it here to Midigama, which is where I'm going to be for the next 3 days at least. It's supposed to be, well, it's pretty quiet relative to some of the other areas, but here's the cool thing. I can just jump on a bus and go to Marissa, Weligama, Angama, just really short, short distances. So why keep moving my room every night, checking out a new place? I can just base here. But check out this room. Sure, we've got a desk and a nice bed with a fan. Nice bathroom, of course. But here's the best part. Oh yeah, check out this balcony. Sea view, baby, yeah. The view from the rooftop bar and restaurant isn't too bad either. Hey, good evening. So I'm going to a local restaurant here in Weligama. Just took the local bus for like 10 cents. But, yep, I've been looking at the menu and I decided to get some Sri Lankan rice and curry. And the waitress asked, hey, do you want it medium spicy or Sri Lankan spicy? And of course I said Sri Lankan spicy. And she just laughed, like a nervous laugh. So I don't know how spicy this is gonna be, but I guess I'm gonna find out. All right, here's the fish curry. Let's see how spicy it is. Okay, this is really tasty, but it's definitely not too spicy. You can handle it. Midigama Beach is definitely about surfing. This is where more qualified surfers tend to go due to the reef that's just offshore. But it's also a great place to check out the morning sunrise. The local fishermen sit atop specially constructed wooden stands in the surf to catch the morning fish. Well, after a very expensive 22-cent bus ride, I'm down the street here in Marissa. So it's definitely a lot busier than Midigama, but let me check it out, see what the sights are, maybe even get some food. People in this house should definitely not throw stones. There's a small peninsula off the southern coast here of Marissa that's famous for its ocean views and, of course, for catching the sunset. Just a couple hundred meters further along the bay line, there's Parrot Rock. It looks like hiking, so yeah, I gotta go check it out closer. Well, it's definitely a short hike, but you get a little closer to nature. There's a lot of greenery. You can see the surfers, great view of the shipping lanes, and of course the coastline. With all the coconut that the Sri Lankans have in their food, this is definitely their national motto. Compared to where I'm staying in Midigama, Marissa Beach is definitely more family friendly, and the waves are much smaller with a lot less coral. So in case you have kids or just don't like to get beat up by the waves. Taking a quick side trip off the main road, which is totally littered with shops and that cater to the tourists. There's supposed to be a really good roti place coming up here, so I gotta try it. So a fellow traveler recommended this place, the #1 Dumini Roti Shop and Guest House. It's supposed to be the best. Well, it is called the Roti House, so I had to try the roti. Okay, don't tell Rosie back in Hirikatia, but that was some of the best roti I've had in all of Sri Lanka. All right, it is way too hot, and I'm just walking by really residential, old rundown businesses, so I'm gonna try to take a bus here. Of course, these tuk-tuk drivers are always trying to pick me up. What can I say? All right, well, Marissa was actually a nice little town, well, bigger town, shall we say. They had restaurants, hotels, there was whale watching, some nice beaches, as well as scuba diving. So if it's one place you want to bring your family, you can totally be fine there. But it's also about 4 kilometers from Weligama Beach, which is where I'm at now, so I'm gonna check this out. All right, so this is Weligama Beach, and it is actually very popular with surfers. But the difference here is there's really no reef. It's a sandy bottom, which makes it very forgiving in case you decide to crash. Right now, the waves are kind of not really the greatest, but there's people out there trying. So some other travelers told me about this place here called Cruising Smoothly. It's an ice cream shop, and you know I'm always down for ice cream. This is the Pina Colada ice cream bowl. It looks amazing. I better eat it quick before it melts. Well, I always try to give a good review when I can. The ice cream here tasted like it was mixed in with chalk. It was probably one of the worst ice creams I've had. So if you like chalk in your ice cream, definitely stop by. Weligama Beach gradually transforms from the touristic surfing area to the fishing area. And the fishing is very important because that's where we get all the fresh fish in the restaurants. And after another short bus ride, we are here in Midigama, complete with coconut stands and a nice beach. Looks like we may be doing some surfing here at Cabelana Beach. Well, some people are surfing, but the waves just weren't there for me. Just didn't do it for me. But the sunset is amazing, and it's a great place to go for a swim. Well, it's my last full day here in Midigama, so I'm gonna break out my mask and snorkel and go check out an area of the beach a couple 100 meters down at a place called Lazy Left. Now, Lazy Left is also known for surfing, and there is a reef there, but that reef also protects a smaller area of the beach where you can swim without hitting the reef or getting cut up by it. But here's the cool thing, that protected area also attracts sea turtles, or at least that's what I've heard. So I've got my sun lotion on, yep, I've got my lotion on my skin so I don't get the hose again. And gonna switch to my GoPro and hopefully I'll see some sea turtles. Well, let's see if we can find some sea turtles. Other fish. I thought I saw a turtle, but like it was in the distance, the water was a little cloudy. Turned out I think it was just a parrotfish. Hey, good morning. It is 6 a.m. just before sunrise, and I have to leave Midigama just because I got to get to my next destination. But I do want to say one thing. This restaurant right here is called Mama's Restaurant. Now, it's currently closed, but they have one of the best buffets I've seen. And if you're a vegetarian, Their buffet is amazing. Just such an array of vegetables to go with their rice and curry. I recommend this place. If you come here, definitely go to Mama's. You will definitely be glad you did, and it's affordable. And in order to get to our next destination, we must go to the train station. It's a very advanced ticket counter we've got here, but I'll be on this train, the 637, to, where's right there? Hikkaduwa. All right, let's get on this train. And hopefully the guy will show up so I can buy a ticket. Well, good news, the guy showed up and I got my ticket. Only 120 rupees, and considering it's 326 rupees to the dollar, it's a very inexpensive train ride for 1 hour up to my next destination. If I could do this all over again here in the Midigama, Weligama, Mirissa, Angama area, I would stay right here again. It allows you to avoid all the things that I feel are negative about Mirissa and Weligama, such as the noise and just the congestion and the over-tourism, yet you can still visit it. So yeah, and Midigama is great. So yeah, I would definitely do this exactly the same way again.